Hey, YouTubians! Greetings in the electric kingdom through which we embrace. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to Gregory. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday, July 27th. One of the 5 most difficult times of the year according to the Egyptian astrologers. Also Osiris's birthday. But yeah, I figured I'd do a birthday video because, I'm not getting anywhere fast here in Bellingham, I'll tell you that much. Let's see. I got abandoned here back in 2011 with my 5 cats, my 5 boys that got me thrown out of my house. Because the neighbor across the street died and left this cat, this elderly Swedish woman. And he came over to my house to eat and gave birth to these 5 boys, and I ended up with them. And my ex of 21 years ended up with this mental fit that I love them more than her. And it's very difficult to explain. But what I've come to realize very seriously is I'm not getting out of this town with those cats and my property without the assistance of somebody else. I can get on a bike and ride out of here myself, no problem. Talk my way through 40 states if I want to. But I love my cats. I mean, I've had cats for like 60 years now. And I've been training cats for like 50 years. It's been my obsession since I was a little child to train kitties to be as good as dogs. And I don't know, just love these boys. They're just really good. So what I want for my birthday here is I want somebody that's just very generous and wants to save the life of a artist and magician and scholar and all that, his family, just by means of some mechanism get me and these boys out of here, because this not driving stuff that I've been doing my whole life, and nobody in this town wants to help me drive, not a single soul. It's amazing. I've joined the most progressive churches, prayed with the best of them. I've asked every man I've ever met, you want to take me out to this big Victorian graveyard we have that has hundreds of streets. It's the biggest waste of space you ever saw. I could easily learn how to drive because I need that. I need that physical contact with the thing I'm dealing with. I read the manual and I fall asleep. 2 pages, boom, I'm out like a light. It's just not geared for who I am. The creative vortex that I am just can't deal with that approach. I need the father-son routine. And nobody wants to give it to me here. No social organizations, no. I've gone to all the people that help, they'll put you up in a hotel and make the government pay for it, and they do everything for everybody. They can't seem to come up with a dime to put me in a driving school. So as long as I'm a non-driver, getting out of here with all this cool stuff I own and my cats requires the assistance of others. Now, being a demisexual, twin soul being, I'm a little too much for most, okay? And I tend to overpower people in a lot of ways. And it's nothing really intentional, it's just being me. If I just let myself be me, everybody's like, wow, take 3 steps back, that's too bright. What I have learned, though, over these past 40 years, the last 3 major relationships I was in of 7, 11, and 21 years, those lessons, I'm definitely right for women born of very particular years and signs. And I'd like to keep it like real casual, because I know how difficult relationships are for these particular women, like women born in the year 1967, who are Geminis or Libras, or even worse, Virgos and Cancers, though they tend to trigger my demisexual nature. Better to stick with the agreeable, talkative Libra, Gemini types. Because I'm not into doing drugs anymore. Screw that. Could care less about drinking anymore. Forget that. Don't want to smoke any cigarettes or pot anymore. Forget that. So haven't had sex with anybody for 11, 12 years, so forget that. Though this demisexual power within me can just and the problem with it is, women become obsessed with my smell. They become so possessive of me. It's been the ruination of my life. It's sort of like the beautiful girl, only in the guy form. Though I am a woman more than a man, by far. In fact, I'm this giant cosmic, woman of the universe. Super bitch, okay? Like real prissy and powerful, okay? That usually gets into me in a lot of trouble with women because they're madly in love with the man in me and they feel overpowered and threatened by the woman in me. It's crazy. But if you're artistic, if you're magical, if you're scholarly, if you're a person that loves to write books, that's something I'm learning. That's my new art. Facebook has taught me how to write over 7 years and 5,000 failed posts, okay? I finally learned. I couldn't even spell when I started Facebook. I've always had this weird mental block on spelling. I always had to learn spelling visually. I couldn't do it phonically. Now I can barely just do it phonically, just a little teeny bit. But what I really need here, girls, is a comrade in arms. It's just, you got everything except like good company in your life, and what good is it to have the big yard and the cars and all that if you don't have anybody who rub suntan lotion on your back? Or Christmas time, doesn't it suck when you're alone? It's the only time I'm frustrated that I'm just here with these cats. I don't know why. Might be social upbringing. I don't know. Yeah, Christmas sucks. So anyhow, these women born in 1967. Have horrible relationship problems, okay? You accelerate, you grow emotionally 10 times quicker than the men. Within 2 years, they're just so far in the dust, they're not even visible, okay? You're intellectually just so powerful, even the women don't want to talk to you. So I'm sure some of you at this age have finally figured out a way to hook up with the one. But if you just want this lovable poet, mad philosopher, tarot, wizard, artist, freak with a great sense of humor and excellent cooking, and a smell that can't be beat. My God, I haven't even taken a bath in 5 years with where I've been forced to live, and women are still crawling all over me like it's a freaking drug. I'm telling you. I don't know what God has had in mind, sticking the female supreme commander of the universe inside this man and making him smell like a rose bush. I have no idea what she's up to here, and she's had me baffled most of my life. Now, I'd love to paint. That's my number one thing here as I get old. Oh, if somebody would say, Greg, go ahead and paint, I don't have to think about the roof over my head. All I do is on the canvas, on the porcelain, just wherever it needs to go, I just can put it there. I've got an artistic style, a post-impressionistic style that galleries have been grouching for 30 years. My art doesn't look like anybody else's art. All right, my art since 6 years old has looked like my art. And I'm very prolific. I can't manage it. I run stores. I can pick out great stuff and design the store, and everybody's thrilled with it. Can I fill out the income tax or the state? No. And it kills me every time. Painting, even worse. I don't even know how to approach the customer. I'm like, well, here, you love it that much, take it, So, would love to be painting all afternoon, every day. And writing some books on the Turrell, because I've been researching the history and origin and purpose and meaning of the Turrell for like 44 years now. And I've made some big headway since like 2003 and that whole thing. And it deserves a book, even if it is 45 years ahead of the rest of the world. Which, my astrologer of the past 40 years has convinced me I just got to deal with and live with. I don't like it. Okay. Most astrologers look at my chart and they're like, who are you? Where the hell did you come from? But I guess I'm just that little edge of the future here in the present. Or maybe I'm a huge hunk of the past coming back to haunt us. I'm actually part of the Cyrus royal star family, which only others of that particular family, understand that the Lord we speak of in the Bible is, like the great blah, blah, blah. But yeah, get this disguise off here for a second. So, that would be great if somebody watching this video knows the perfect female companion for me and these cats. And boy, these cats, oh, they'd love to have a good mama. They've never known nothing but a bad mama their whole life, and they don't know people real well at all. They would just love it. They would be, as far as boys are concerned, I can't even explain this brood. They're just like unbelievable. They even lay down and clean each other off before they go to sleep at night. They're a real good family, and they're real cute. They're wicked intelligent. My God, they run me. They're like, Greg, do this. Could you do that, Greg? And they have all these cutesy ways of reminding me what they need done. Yeah, so it'd be really, really nice if there's somebody out there in YouTube land, because these women that I'm speaking of are easy to identify like me. We sort of all glow in the night, okay? And I mean that literally. And it'd just be great because, for like, what is it now? 81 months continuously in a row. My only source of income in keeping these pets is selling all the junk I own. You know how difficult that is to stand around for 81 months and come up with $3,000 a month out of the stuff you own, and then you got to make all these emotional decisions that really ache your brain. Do I want to keep this necklace this week, or should I put it on eBay? Or should I sell the gold one up here because eBay's giving a discount on things over $500? It really, really drains, And I'm a bit burnt out from it. I already know I can't do another winter here. If I can't find a way out in the next 30 days, I have to scrap these boys, and that's really going to hurt because they're the best cats I've ever trained my whole life. I got a cat sitting right there on the front step of this RV, right across her, and he's been there for 6 hours, but he's told not to go across that line. He will not cross it. You tell me who can train a cat to stand at an open door with nature all around. We got bunnies and deer and everything here. Bluebirds eating bread 5 feet away from his nose. And because he's the alpha male, his other 4 brothers won't cross the line, because he doesn't. I do know how to train animals, dogs, horses, I can train animals real well. wild animals. I mean, around here I got a spanked deer on the ass to get them out of the way. When I lived in Fairhaven, I had a whole herd that used to camp out next to my front yard because they liked the vibe of my RV and me and the cats so much. Literally walking out of it each morning, I had to like push them out of my way. Except the bucks, they keep the distance. They're a good 620 feet away from you at all times. But the females, God, pushing them. Please, make room. Coming through. Yeah, so, you know, a woman that's a Gemini or a Libra, born in 67, or, of course, they're 78 too. A little young for me, but I don't see any reason to be with somebody that young. And Year of the Monkey is actually the year if you're crazy and you want to have my children, okay? I don't recommend it, but according to my Chinese astrologer, if you got wood and metal parents and you hear the monkey, we can have quite a brood. Up until when I'm 78, then I gotta quit. So, I don't know. Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, if you're the person that God sees is right for me in this universe, wouldn't it be nice to just have somebody to talk to that's really funny as hell? Oh, and oh yeah, you women of these particular years and signs, you're surrounded by all these men that think they're so smart. Put me in their midst, and they'll be paying me for my advice on everything. Just turn the whole game right around, okay? I mean, like, you know, I'm not boasting or nothing. I've been this, like, abnormal, intelligent child that's been a problem for my mother, society, the government, everybody since I was little. I mean, I've taken 8 IQ tests between age 6 and 16. I've gotten 100% on all of them. That means that there's no evaluation, there's no decision, okay? They call it abnormal intelligence, and all they can tell me is I'm smarter than the guy that made the test. So, but once I took this test, because my mother was a big corporate woman, and she used to work for, at this time, the Department of Transportation and mapping the Vietnam bombing raids over Cambodia and Laos. And she gave me the Fortune 500 Blue Book test, which is this personality test, you know. And even with that, you know, I scored CEO of a multinational corporation, which really was disturbing, you know, because my brother and sister took it with me. And my brother made a good office manager, and my sister made a good medical assistant or something, I don't know. They don't revise the tests, you know, like every 3-4 years or whatever. And the next time they revised it and switched it around, my mother gave it to me again. I still got CEO, so she said I give up. You obviously are going to have to learn how to go to college, Greg, or you know, I don't know what to do with you. So I unfortunately used to stress my mother out like that. But it's just who I am. I mean, I'm here with cosmic intelligence, all right? I don't understand why everybody's like out to kill the president. As far as I'm concerned, you're all mentally ill. I'm ready to run for president of the United States in 2020 just to show the left what the left is all about. I mean, it's really sad. I mean, I voted for Jill Stein. But I got nothing against Donald Trump, right? You know. Hey, wow, impressive. You know, not only did you defeat all your Republican buddies, you know, you won. You know, and I don't agree with everything the man does, and why should I? Who would? Who would? But acting the way everybody's acting, that is no solution. That's a sorry state for humankind. I'm sorry. And if you all think you're so witchy and so cosmic and stuff, you really got to take a second look at things. But you're not. But, you know, I don't want to put politics in there, probably good that you get my feel for that too, because I really don't care. It's driving me crazy. Okay, I just can't. I mean, I told everybody on Facebook back in January of 2017, I think, or 2000, I don't know when it was. It was like the day Trump was inaugurated, that the Russian story was like completely nuts. And if you've been reading the newspaper every day for the past few years, you know it, you know. But now people just listen to what they're told. I can't be brainwashed, you know. My red pill day was the day they shot JFK, and I had to take care of my freaking family for like 4 days. And I was only 8 years old. And I was scratching my head. There's something wrong. But yeah, it'd be really great. I might have spoiled this video with the politics because everybody's still so stressed out about it. But, and I probably should talk more about how well I understand and know who you are. Because I am deeply psychic. And you know, like the Libra, born in 67, so brilliant, so unbelievably just, and I don't know how to explain that extra value of consideration. You give everything, every moment, you know, the curtain in the room, just everything. And you know, like I said, the Virgo and the Cancers, they can ignite my, you know, demisexual nature. And man, you light that emotional fire, and it is powerful. Okay? I don't like it too much because it got me locked up in prison for like 20 years in a relationship I should have never been in, but it's life. It controls me too a bit. That's why I'd just rather have a awesome. We're 22 minutes. If this film's going to reach you, hon, it should reach you, and you should understand who I am. You want a guy that you can just like have a great afternoon with, wonderful night with. All the people of that higher dharma, that higher elite social structure. I'm like the genie, the muse, the goose that lays the golden egg, and put me in that crowd, and honest to goodness, they want to pay me to listen to me. Sometimes getting access to that crowd's a little difficult for me. But once I'm there, they're very impressed with my alternative approach to our reality. And I do understand quite a few things, especially through all this research of the tarot, just digging into that whole world, trying to figure out what was going on with it. You know, I was driving with this lady when I was like 18 or something. She bought this soft deck in 72 and whipped it open and said, "Here, you ever seen these? You want to look through them?" And I looked through Lady Frida Harris's artwork, and I've been a painter since I was about 6. My mother was an artist, and so grew up in a big 100-foot art studio with 3 big giant glass domes, you know. And I really liked her artwork, and I really, you know, I was like, well, I got to find out more about what this is so I can paint some of these images. 40 years later, I'm still trying to figure out what it is. But I've got some real great insights. So, I cook great, I smell great, even if I don't bathe for 5 years, which just surprises me, okay? I guess these, in the East they talk about gurus and stuff and how they smell good even after they're dead. I guess it's true. And I got a great sense of humor, okay? Oh, I can crack up people real bad, all right? people falling on the floor peeing their pants bad, okay? You got a great sense of humor, no problem with that. Might be a little politically incorrect at times, but that's what makes it a great sense of humor. And, I got a great love for animals. There's my boy over there. Hey, Albert, what your nose doing over the edge? Get back. Alright. It's the old alpha male giving the old sniffy nose. I guess there's some kind of bird or mole or something right on the ground over here that's got him going. Oh yeah, it's a big molehill that just appeared here while we're making this video. He can smell it. He's a good boy. He's going to sit right there. Yeah, so great kitties. Like these are next level up cats. I'm telling you, I've had over 100 wild cats I've taken care of over the past like 35 years. Strays in the woods and stuff around where I live. And I've had a good like 25 cats that I've owned. They've all lived blessed lives to like 18 to 28 years of age. In fact, I got 2 cats in this little package right here that are reincarnations of these 2 cats that have been with me for over 30 years, and now in the 3rd cat body, so I can't get enough of me. Well, what's good about that is they know all the instruction they learned in one life, and they carry it over and they develop it in the next. Like Mr. Tweety here. He literally knows how to do a witchcraft ritual. After 3 years, you pick up on a zombie, boom, he's right in the center of the room. Okay, what are we doing, Dad? And he knows it all. He's an amazing cat. You know, spoiled rotten, acts childish, has an obsession with gambling, loves big tits, but he knows magic. Unbelievable. Oh, he loves crystals. I mean, if I buy a crystal for like $100, he like confiscates it immediately, or $1,000. He loves the better the bigger. Yeah, I like it, Dad. And he'll just lay there with his paws on it in a certain way. He'd charge up. And I've got this big snake goddess statue made out of a piece of the moon, right from the edge of the moon where the light meets the dark, it seems. Oh, he loves her. She's got these big tits. He's just rubbing her tits and curling up with her. He's a crystal crazy cat. Yeah, so got a bunch of magical cats. Got a ton of magical stuff. Even after 7 years of selling all this stuff to make $3 grand a month, I still need 2 storage units to hold it all, you know, and 2 giant safety deposit boxes. It's getting pretty annoying. So just give me a call. It's 360-671-5777. That's 360-671-5777. Now for the rest of you that just watch this out of curiosity or entertainment value, I got a few other videos here, like the one on the tarot might interest you. And underneath those videos, you'll find information like where my PayPal account is. I also got an Instagram account, some other things I didn't bother putting in there. But if you want to help me and these cats out, please. Because if we got to buy our way out of this godforsaken town, okay, it's going to cost $5,000 to $10,000 just to get us some. Hey! You forget about the mole. No one ever see a paw on that box again. It's going to cost us $5,000 to $10,000 just to buy our way out of this town anywhere on just the West Coast. If I want to try to get back to the East Coast, I'm looking more like $20,000. So it's a lot of money to transport cats and all this stuff these days to pay everybody else, because I can't drive, so I can't even do that part of it. I got to hire a driver too. But I'd rather find somebody that's just like, you know, looking for me. That's what I'd rather find. And if you want the world's most powerful woman inside the world's most unusual man who can accelerate with that emotional growth and deal with that mental intensity and comprehend and reflect and develop and expand all that intellectual stuff going on around you with all those other men and women in your life. And if you're into something creative like making movies and making music or writing books or just even designing and developing the creative structures of things for other people to fill in and flash out, I'm the golden goose. There's nobody that can channel that from the Great Mother like I can. And if you're into really deep, ancient, like, witchcraft, my ancient past bloodlines are very powerful too. So just give me a call, hon. I'd love to hear from you and be rescued by you out of this town, because for witches, this is law. From where we enter in, there we must withdraw. And I entered into this mess with a woman who abandoned me here, and I don't think I'm getting out unless a woman comes and rescues me. So blessed be. Good to see you.